Hi there YouTube, Extreme Trains here. So, as you can see in front of me, there's a bunch of minis. But, as you've probably guessed from the title of this video, they are not what you would imagine they would be, Wave 2 of Thomas minis, given I just reviewed Wave 1, but instead they're Wave 3, because Wave 2 has mysteriously disappeared. I got some comments, thank you, that's why I love your comments, saying that Wave 2 was appearing in Kmart stores in Australia, and I went to my local Kmart, and found only Wave 3 and a little bit of Wave 1, so, but anyway, that's okay, we've got some more minis, and we're going to review them in this video. Now, if you know what I'm talking about, this is video number 4. Alright, what are we waiting for? Let's do it. For a new wave of minis I talked about, we've got to take a look at two things. Firstly, there's packaging. Unsurprising, it is still the same. They haven't really changed it. Why have they not changed it? Don't know. As you can see, 2019 Wave 3. Now, what's really interesting is that Ashima on the Thomas Minis checklist, if you're a minis collector, you know the website I'm talking about, is listed as being in blind bag 422. But there is no 422 in the Australian boxes. I couldn't find it. Instead, she is 373. So if you are in Australia looking at those boxes, 373 is Ashima, there is no 422. So, classic, the numbers make no sense. Amazing. Meanwhile, we get a brand new brochure which reveals the 4th wave as well, excitingly, of the Thomas Minis. Again, you can see mega typo in that they've said that, you know, Ashima, Rosie, and Kevin are all returning favorites. When they are not returning favorites, they are brand new. So, LMAO, okay. The new renders they've got too are actually quite nice, very impressive. What's most interesting here is that we get a scented caramel corn scented Thomas, which is really cool. If only I had the scented pizza. Oh wait, never mind, we don't have that wave in Australia yet. Anyway, not gonna get angry, let's not get angry, don't get angry. Alright, you can see we've got a couple more X-rays, holidays, space, pets, medieval, rainbow, icky, sushi, and the spooky theme is back, even though we have had all of these ones before. And see, they don't have the dots, even though they should, because they are repeats from previous years. So, what the heck? Alright, so, interestingly, we actually get 2 classic minis in this wave. And the first one, as I've already talked about, is Ashima. Now again, this is a super weird time to finally get Ashima, given that she's actually been, you know, she was quite majorly and heavily promoted back in the Great Race days, let alone in Big World, Big Adventures. So why she took this long to come to minis, who even knows? But I'm glad that she has. She looks really nice. Now, granted, I don't think they've captured her square shape. Ashima's actually like very square. And kind of like wide with small wheels. And obviously you can't get the small wheels thing in minis because they have comically oversized wheels. But I don't think they've quite captured her shape, which is a bit unfortunate. That said, I think they've nailed the face. They've done a really good job in making that look really good, and also the paint work. So even though she doesn't have the right shape, she's got all that right, the really intricate paint details, as with all the minis, very well detailed, you know. Why don't we get this level of detail on the Trackmaster engines, or the wood engines? Interesting, wonder why. Yeah, so you can see you get all that nice detail in there. She does look really nice, I just don't think they quite captured the Ashima shape. I think the colors are a good choice too. Yeah, I'm happy with this one, and yes, she is in a different bag to what was originally said on the checklist that I have been looking at. So, the other classic engine we get is, finally, we get the red Rosie in the Classics variant, which is great. I think this looks excellent. Why they didn't make Rosie this really nice red initially, I don't know, because it's and I want to make it clear here, even if it's a bit hard to see on camera, this is not the same red as James. James is a little bit of a brighter red. This is a shade or two darker than the James. I'm trying to see if I've got, I don't have any. No, there's no James. This is the kind of the color I think they use for the Steelworks James. It's just like one shade darker than the normal red, and it looks really nice. I think the printing on there, even though obviously they, I think theoretically should be the same color, aren't the same color, looks fine. Yeah, I'm really happy with this one. Really glad to get her. Red Rosie looks amazing. It's a shame they cut the story which explained why she turned red in the first place for Big World, Big Adventures. But anyway, conversation for another time. Then we get 2 of the Sushi engines, which is exciting. So as you can see, we've got the Sushi Birdie here, and I think this to me is the correct execution of this theme. As you know, I was talking about in the earlier ones why when they kind of half make them a whole sushi and then also put sushi on the sushi makes no sense. This one makes sense for a couple of reasons. Firstly, it's just one big piece of sushi. You can see that's the rice, that's the little seaweedy leaf thing they serve it on. Here's the seaweed going around it, and on the top here is the salmon. I assume it's salmon, or the fish coming across the top, and that's the plate. And his wheels are in black because kind of pretending that's beyond the sushi, if that makes sense. But no, this looks really good. It makes sense. It does look like a sushi, but more importantly, the reason it makes sense is because Bertie is red. So I think this one is the correct way to do this theme, and they've nailed it. That is cool. It's weird, obviously, like Sushi Thomas and Friends, but it's cool, and I'm happy about that one. Alright, the next one we get in the sushi theme is the, I want you to try and guess who this is. Because I actually had to refer to the manual to work out which engine this was, because it's actually not super duper clear. Even from the face I couldn't quite tell. It is Diesel, but I originally thought it was Paxton, I think, because he's green, which just makes you ask the question, why didn't they make this Paxton if he's already green? Like, that I think to me is a minus point. They should have made this Paxton, and then it would have made sense if he was green with the sushi on him. That said though, this is one where again I think they've kind of messed it up. Like, it's seaweed obviously, and then some rice stuff, and then there's kind of like caviar and stuff on the top. I don't know, this one to me is a bit weird. They didn't quite get it right this time, I don't think. But I could be wrong, so let me know your thoughts on that one, and it should definitely be Paxton and not Diesel. But that's okay. Coming now to the two rainbows. Thomas is going wild on me. So the first one you can see here is we get a rainbow bell, and as I said with the other rainbows, this one looks cool. I'm a big fan. I think it's interesting to note that her boiler is done in this kind of neon red color, and then they've printed the rest of the colors over the top. I think that looks really nice. Love the purple and the bright yellow. The white is a good contrast to the neon wheels. Everything about this to me is a big yes. I'm a fan. I'm a fan. So yep, the rainbow one's sick. And then we come to Rainbow Thomas, who's cool for a couple of reasons. Firstly, he's actually got a different type of yellow. This is like a greeny neon yellow, but this is like a bright school bus yellow, so that's cool. Her wheels are the same. Thomas's wheels are even still a different color. So this is like a school bus orangey yellow, and this one is like a bright sunshine yellow. So it's really cool how much color variation there's in these minis. But yes, I think this Rainbow Thomas is really good. I think they made a correct choice in gradiating or gradienting him, through the blues, because then it's Thomas, but it's Rainbow Thomas, and I think that's really nice. Nice little shot of the face there. Yeah, this one is a winner. Winner, chicken dinner. Yep, happy. Rainbow series, 2 thumbs up from me. Alright, we get one icky in this series. Now, my poor Flynn is having a bad time in that, you can see what I'm talking about right now, can't you? You can see that he's all falling aparties, and that is because this screw was not done right from the factory. So he's a very, very loose engine. And unfortunately, I actually don't own any of the special 3-pronged screwdrivers that would screw that together. But that's very, very bad. Mattel, you need to get on this. If there's only one screw holding this together and it is loose, I can't imagine it's going to take much throwing this guy around for him to separate, and then kids are going to do things like choke on the wheels, which you can see are already rolling around everywhere. So, yeah, this is the worst assembled Mini I've seen yet, which, given they've been going on for quite a few years now, is good, but also not good enough. They really need to get on top of that. That said, I believe this is, it's an icky, but I believe this is specifically Trash Can Flynn. I'm just going to check my notes. Yep, Trash Can Flynn or Trash Flynn. Yeah, look, for what it is, it's fine. I like that they've kind of redone the logo there, which is cool. Yeah, look, if you like these ones, you like them. If you don't, you don't. Don't have a lot of feelings about this one. Except that Mattel needs to not make things so poorly. There we go, there's that one. Oh, and Diesel Paxton has rolled away. You get 2 pets in this series. You get Percy, who is quite clearly a cat. I think this is interesting. I think, again, I don't know how I feel about the grey. I think you can get away with the grey because of the fact that Percy's so distinct that you can kind of still know who this is and what it's talking about. But I don't know how I feel about it. Yeah, this one is a maybe. It's a strong maybe. Not sure if I'm a fan, not sure if I'm not a fan. I just don't know why they didn't make him like why did he have to be a grey cat? Surely a ginger cat is more distinctive, and then you could have picked like Bill or Ben or someone. I don't know. I don't quite understand why they picked him to be this kind of cat, but I can see what they were going for. So that's a solid meh. Then we get the second Rosie we get in this wave. I always find it weird when they do this. There are literally like dozens and dozens and dozens of different engines and minis, and then in one season you get 2 of the same character. Why do you do this? This one is again another Pets. This is a Rabbit Rosie, which I must say I do like or Bunny Rosie, but I think Rabbit Rosie, you know, has that nice alliteration. Yeah, look, interesting, but again, I think this is one of those ones where it's weird because, like, oops, they've made her the bunny, but then there's, like, these weird carrots on the side. Like, why? Like, just why? I think that ruins it to me. Like, if they're just on the bunny, maybe a carrot in the mouth would have made more sense, right? But, the fact they're just, like, kind of chilling on the side there is like, what? So, yeah. I like the colors, though. They're nice. And last but not least, in this wave, we get Medieval Luke, and I believe this one is specifically him as a court jester, Jester Luke. Took me a while the theme didn't jump out at me straight away, and that's because I'm not used to jesters being these colors. My understanding is normally jesters are like, not neon colors, if that makes sense. Like, they're usually like green and gold rather than like neon purple and green. So I think the theme, the concept is cool. I just think they picked really weird colors for what they were going for. So yeah, I think this one is a cool design, but let down by the color choices, which is quite interesting given what I just said about there are so many colors in minis. But anyway, alright, so what I think of this wave of minis, you can see this one is a bit more of a 50-50. The ones in the front here I'm a fan of, the ones at the back, not so cool. Look, I think coming off the back of wave 1, which I was really excited about, this series is a little bit of a letdown, but equally I think the good ones are very good. And really, these 3 are just a bit like, meh. Or really, these 2 are a bit meh. And I think these ones are the only ones which I actually don't like. So, you know, just a middle-of-the-range season, 50% ain't bad. I think the annoying thing is obviously the distribution. They also came in those really stupid boxes, and I posted a photo of those boxes on my channel. So if you want to see what I'm talking about when I say dumb boxes, you'll see I spent over 15 minutes emptying both boxes, checking all the numbers, and then refilling the boxes because I'm a good person. And I'm, you know, work in hospitality, so I understand what it's like to clean up other people's mess. I didn't want to do that to the poor workers, so I've done that, but it's so painful to try and get through all of them. And particularly because I was hunting for 422, which was meant to be Ashima, and I was like, these boxes have not been opened. I don't understand why I can't find her. I better go through and check all of them, when in actual fact I'd already picked her up, because 373 is the actual number that she is. So hopefully that saves you from doing that, but I still think these new box designs are really dumb. That Flynn is like seriously concerning. These minis really, you know, are very small, very already easily put in mouthable. I think minis that are that close to falling apart, Mattel needs to seriously get their stuff together, especially because, and I think this is the really problematic part, is that it's not like me as your mum or dad could be like, oh no, you know, my child has broken their Flynn, I'll go fix it, I'll grab a screwdriver, mint, you know, all good. No, like, I can't fix this because I don't have, unless I go to, you know, a hardware store and buy the special screwdriver, I'm not going to be able to fix this. The average mum or dad doesn't have, I have, you know, the normal screwdriver, Phillips head, and the flathead screwdriver to, you know, take the batteries out of toys and remotes and all that kind of stuff, but I don't have these ones, so, you know, why they make it these ones and then don't screw them in all the way, beyond me, because this isn't the first one that's had a loose screw, this is just the one that's had the most loose of screws. So, yeah, I'm not a big fan of that. Mattel needs to get their Zonk together. They also need to get their distribution together. I don't know why these minis are having such a struggle time to get around. I've heard in the UK they were only selling them to supermarkets or something really weird like that. Given how much, you know, time and energy seems to be spent on making brand new minis and stuff, I don't know why they're so hard to get. It really does confuse me. But anyway, that said, that's my review of these minis. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Otherwise, that's all we've got time for. Thanks for watching. This is Extreme Trains.